Okay, I got it back together. I'm cutting little slots in there to put a screwdriver in and help me tighten up these little nuts. Like I said, take your time when you do this. Try not to carve up your nuts like I did. Now that washer I put in there is almost right. There's still a little bit of play in there, but I think it's going to run. There's definitely not as much it was before. But anytime you do a fix like this, it is only temporary until you can get a new one ordered. So here we go, let's fire it up. Okay, we're going to go ahead and fire it up. See how it runs. Just like new. So real quick, basically, with the Dremel tool, I grind on the sides and around here. I got this nut off of here, same thing on the other side. Took the bearing off, checked the E-clip, it was fine. Added a washer to send this bearing out a little bit into the bearing housing. And I put it all back together. Had that change these nuts because I ruined mine. Put a little slot in this. Put a screwdriver in to help me tighten those down. And that's pretty much about it. And that'll get it running. But I highly suggest you order a new one. Although this one will probably run for a decent amount of time. Stay tuned, and I'll go into more depth of how I did all this. And it takes me a little bit of time to get it all done. A little bit of fooling around and fumbling around, but I will basically show you how to get that accomplished. And keep in mind, this is the shaded full Goodman draft inducer with the fan in the back, not the one with the fan in the front. Two similar models, but different furnaces. Here we have a Goodman shaded pole draft inducer without the cooling fan on the front. The cooling fan's on the back. You can see there's way too much play in the bearing. And that's why it isn't running. That's why it won't fire up. So we can take this whole thing apart and get in there and fix that. But we're going to try doing it just by taking off this front bearing holder. And I've already done one here. I took my Dremel tool. And we need to remove these little humps here. Because that's what keeps that nut from spinning. And that's the only way to get this off without taking the whole fan apart. So we're going to make short work of this. that's how quick it goes. Of course, you can do a better job when you do that. Hopefully. But we got a little bit more to do, so I'll be back and we'll have that loose. Alright, I did a little bit more grinding, and hopefully when you do it, you take a little bit more time to do a lot nicer of a job. It's still a little tough to get in there, but we'll get that loosened up. I'll try to stick my finger up in there and hold that while I loosen it. Alright, it'll take me a little bit to get that on, and I'll be right back once I accomplish that. Okay, I was able to get both of those nuts off, and we're going to take this apart now. Bearing cap, pull out the body of the motor. That just slides off, we'll pull that off. You see a little damage to our motor happen. Here's those bolts that come up through there. Now we're going to take our bearing off. Usually what the problem is this little E-clip is pushed down in, but I see that's not the problem. But if it is, clip it back in there and you should be good to go, but that's not the problem here. So I'm going to add a real thin washer to that and push that bearing up a little bit. And then I'm going to reassemble all this. I've taken the time to file down the ends. And I'll go ahead and push up the bolts back up through here and put the nuts back on, and we'll see if that was able to correct the problem. Alright, we're getting there. I found these nuts in my supply of nuts because I ground mine off a little bit with the Dremel tool. So I hope that you take a little more time when you do yours to try to stay away from the nuts. Yeah, we're doing our best to tighten this down. Though it's still a little loose here, so I'm going to go ahead and take a little time to tighten those on. Just hold my finger up in there and turn these, or I might put a screwdriver behind this plate. But I need to get those nuts tightened on to where it holds that bearing cap on there just right.